You're still tuned in to the Scenario Radio Show. Take it to the bridge. That's the name of today's show. All of our favorite bridges from some of our favorite R&B songs. Those climaxes, the things that take the song to the next level. That's what we've been listening to today with our playlist. It's been dope. We've got Nicky Wright from the Aftershow, Afterparty with us.
Yeah.
And the question of the week for us has been, to our music lovers,
yes,
why don't R&B songs have bridges anymore? Now, let me just preface by saying this isn't me hating on new R&B. There are a lot of young R&B artists I like, but songs have two things that I noticed. Well, I won't say two. There are a lot of things that I noticed, but I would say one, they're often a lot shorter than they used to be. And they don't have a bridge. They kind of start wherever they start in the song is where they finish. It doesn't take you, it doesn't elevate and go to a different place. It just stays right where it is. And then it just ends.
I wonder if it has to do, I know for me, the way I think about it is, I wonder just if it's because things, what am I trying to say? The newer generation or the newer artists are cool doing stuff outside of the box, like not conforming to what has always been. It seems like back in the day, people had a structure to the song, and now they're starting to see, well, you can do stuff a little different. And I'm an artist and I want to do it my way and I want to do my interpretation. This is my piece of art, so I can craft it and construct it however I want to. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how much of that goes into it with the newer R&B.
I never thought about that. That's quite interesting that it's okay to break the format because there's no rule that says you have to have it. And so that's such a positive answer. I don't have that positive answer. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I just think people are getting lazy. I think music doesn't generate the movement that it used to, and the bridge adds that extra piece. And I just think that some people either are uninformed, or maybe it's too much work, or it could be like you said. It could just be, I want to be different and I want to color outside the lines. And if that's the case, I respect it.
Yeah. Because I mean, now like it's not my bad. I'm not to cut you off, Van, but just like how artists go about getting contracts or being discovered now. It's not like how it used to be, and so I'm sure to fit into that mold that artists used to have to fit, they had to play by the rules. You know what I'm saying? And now where they have their own, like they can put this stuff out themselves. They can stream it so they can do whatever they want to. So that's just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like thinking of it maybe that way too.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you to a certain extent. I think anytime I ask the question about something in music and what changed, as y'all have heard me say before, I always look at culture, finance, and technology. Those three and how they come into play. So culturally, I believe that exactly what you're saying, that it's a lot of them were like, well, I want to do something different and we're in a different era and I want to play with it in a different way. I honestly believe that's what a lot of them are doing. But I also think a lot of it has to do, when I look at it as far as technology and finance, if you're creating music, if the only time you've ever been creating music is that you were in your own bedroom and you were by yourself, there's a good chance you've never been around other musicians to learn how to transition a song from one place to another. So what happens is, because you got to understand, a lot of times you're going to do a bridge, that means you got to have a key change. And that key change has to come out of that key you were in, go up to something else, and then come back to where you started. And if you don't understand how to do that, you'll be like, we'll just skip that part and just keep going.
So it's a little bit of what Nicky said. You're like, it's a little, it's like a little bit of both. That's a very good point.
So it's culture, technology, and then finance. And the finance part is that songs, the reason songs are shorter, like back in the day, songs were really short because they only got paid so much. If the song went over a certain amount of minutes, they didn't get paid extra because it was a longer song. So people would just make the song short. And now you got to understand, a lot of these artists, they don't get paid for these songs that they're recording. They get paid for performing the song once it's hot and they go out and perform it on tour. But how much energy and time and effort can you put into a song if you're not going to get any kind of mechanical royalties? From
that's true.
So it's like after a while, it just doesn't make financial sense, I think, for some of them to take the time, because that bridge, a lot of times you can have a song when you're writing a song. Someone who's written songs before in the past, you can write an entire song and not have a bridge, and then you say, well, okay, we got to figure out where does the bridge go, how to put the bridge in there, where is it? So that's a whole other session. That's days of thinking and strategizing that I think a lot of them don't have the patience or the wherewithal to do.
Well, Well, then, can that go back to something that I said before? Okay, so outside of talking about music, my profession where they send me my $1.99 every 2 weeks, I'm actually a language arts teacher, and
Okay.
Coincidentally, I'm teaching plot structure for the past 2 weeks. So we're talking about climax, right? So we're talking about a story without a climax is not a very good story, right?
Good point.
So think about it. That intensity, we're getting to that tension is about to be released. Oh, my mind was about to go somewhere dark.
All right. Now you're talking. Now you're talking, Nicky.
You can fill in the blanks.
But yes, got a
point. So that climax has a very important part in many areas of our lives.
Nobody wants to leave the situation unfulfilled.
Perfect. Hey, boy, her and you know what? I would love to, just between you and Toya's laughs together, between your laugh and Toya's laugh together. I bet, boy, yeah, y'all are supposed to be on the show together.
Do y'all think that the rise of hip hop affected that a bit? Because there's no bridges in hip hop. Hip hop is popular music now, and most R&B is heavily influenced by hip hop now. So maybe it's just like, well, we're just kind of following that.
I think you're on the
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you think of melodically, the cadences of a lot of R&B artists are like the cadences of hip hop artists. So yeah, I think that makes sense too. Because again, another thing about those climaxes is that you got to open yourself up some. You can't really keep doing that cadence for the bridge. You gotta. That's where you expand, and it's kind of got to get bigger and wider and.
Some of these little soft, breathy singers, they ain't gonna do all of that. All that. They're not gonna try to do it. They're just gonna say.
There's a transition. There's a transition from your Deborah Coxes, your Toni Braxtons. They knew how to build up.
You know what?
To a point, and they had the vocal talent to build. I'm not knocking any new artists. I'm just talking about the sound has changed. What was expected of artists vocally has changed. The fact that we come from a generation, especially if you came from the church, it didn't matter if your inner ears worked or whatever, you could sing that song and you could build up. That's just what you did. And now the expectation is not the same.
Yeah. That journey. Yeah, we're not going on that same journey. But I think that analogy that you halfway made is perfect, Nicky. that analogy you made is perfect.
It is. And you know, it kind of, when y'all talk about the structure and the builder songs, like we always say, we always kind of laugh about it and talk about it on the show. But just like those old school dudes, you know, the Curtis Mayfields and all of them, they're going to play that. You liable to hear 5 minutes worth of song before they get to the words, because they're like, nah, I made this. You gonna hear all of this. Like, y'all gonna hear all this talent. This is me. Like, it's just, and it seems different now when you say that
they believed in musical foreplay.
Yeah. It's like, no, you're gonna get all of this.
So there's no rush.
If you
don't have That's to like wait Barry White.
Barry White. I was just Nicky, get out of my head. Because that's what I'm thinking when you're talking about that. Stop.
Yeah.
At Love Unlimited, we're gonna build up to. There are moments within moments.
It's like here it goes. Like, no, I'm done. I'm good.
This conversation.
So essentially, what we've come to the conclusion is that a lot of these young artists are finished before we've even got to get into it. What we're trying to say, and that's unfortunate.
You got to warm this Chevy up. You got to go to start up.
You know what Missy Elliott said? Missy said, "I don't want a 1 minute man."
So they give him 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He's even better.
What you got?
Oh gosh.
Well, I gotta say, I think we've cracked the code on this one. I feel all right about that. This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist.